You're good.
Yep.
You're good. You're good. That's good. That's good.
Okay, I'm gonna try a little, I'm gonna see, I'm gonna try this Indian yellow, which is the same thing as, and I'll give you some if you don't have any. But it's kind of like cadmium yellow deep. And I'm gonna use a little quinacridone rose, if I can find it.
Yeah, I use Indian yellow a lot. And there's an Indian red too that I like. I don't know.
Oh, did you go to the, okay. I'm really liking these enamel pellets.
Where did you find that?
One of my students brought it for me. She got it from Cheap Joe. They had. I get a, no, you have to wait a minute. He's not spoiled.
No, no.
Oh my. All right.
He's got you trained.
Yes. Okay, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and I'm gonna put a little clear water around the sky area in here so that when that color comes in, it will kind of blend and just run off.
Now, when you do the sky, are you also putting in, covering up that,
Sign?
Sign, yeah.
Yeah. Mhm.
What's the red?
Okay, so you're not gonna worry about that because you're gonna darken the sign, is that it?
Right,
Okay, all right.
but, okay, I'm gonna use this, I've got quinacridone rose and the Indian yellow. And I'm gonna come in here, right to the edge of that place where I had the water.
You're going very lightly on this, right?
Well, I got a lot of water in there, and I want it to be weak. And then what I'm
Okay.
gonna do is I'm gonna come in here and, because I can paint over these things. Now what I'm gonna do, in a few spots, I'm gonna come in and get a little bit more of the rose and a little bit of the yellow, to just get a little stronger and get the color a little bit more intense in here, and just, I'm gonna touch it in a few spots out in here.
Are you covering up the people there?
I'm coming up right to the people.
Oh, to the people, okay.
And I'm gonna let that go and just let those colors mingle for a second. And I'm not gonna use the dryer because I want the colors to continue to kind of spread around there for a second.
Okay.
But that helps to get me this color in here for these trees. And then when I get ready to start putting some of the branches and the trunks in there, on some of these I'll have just more water and less pigment on my brush, so that when I put it on, they'll dry very light, and I'll getting with less water on my brush, and so that I'll get a stronger pigment, and so it'll look like those tree trunks and not like I'm coming forward from way back to the front. And I'll let that go, and then I'll wait a second here while it dries, and then I'm going to put a few little highlights on the heads of the people. And I better cover my pants so I don't get deep yogurt with Susan. She said, "What do? You talk about me all the time?" And everybody says, "Oh, we've heard all about you." And I'm not gonna bother to put soap on the brush. I'll come in and just get a little water on it. Problem with this jar, I can't see when I'm in there. Okay. Now I'm gonna put just a little on the top of the head, a little on the shoulder. Just so that it'll retain a little white of the paper, just a little spot on it, that's all I really need. And to give that suggestion, And now I'll go ahead and dry this because my colors have had a chance to kind of mingle. Okay, now for my sky color, I'm going to take just a little tiny bit of cerulean blue because I don't need very much. And I'm going to use raw sienna. And the reason I'm going to use raw sienna is because raw sienna and the yellow ochre are very similar in color, but if I mix yellow ochre and blue, I'll get a green, and if I mix the yellow or the raw sienna and the blue, I'll get kind of a gray, and it'll be either a yellow gray or a blue gray, depending upon how much blue I mix in with it.
And which blue are you using again?
I'm using cerulean blue.
Cerulean, okay.
So I'm going to come in here and I'm going to get just a little cerulean, and I did this one really kind of backwards because you should make your paint first and then put the water on the paper. And I'm going to go over here and get this. I'm going to get it more toward the yellow side than I am toward the blue side. Okay, got my color clean there. So. And I don't care if I get into the building, and I'll just, this is going to dry, so I'll hardly even be able to say, I have a little more blue to that. Also, I think I've been turning my brush over like this because so frequently I found that I get a little blob of paint in there somewhere, and then I go to paint, and all of a sudden this little granule makes a big streak on there. That can ruin your day. And I'll paint it up so that, and I need to get this in here. And while I'm just put some clear water on here because I think I'll increase my intensity just a little bit. To me, it looks like some of these colors are a little bit stronger in here, so well, I've got that in here.
Oh, that's your trees, is
Yeah.
what you've got there.
Yeah, so I'm going to just add a little bit more in here just to,
Okay. It's trees.
and I'm not going to paint the whole thing with that same color. I just want to get it in a few spots where it looks like maybe there was a little grouping of the flowers there or something like that. And I'm just going to let that kind of go like this. So why don't we go ahead?
Really, yeah, really very light.
Yep.
Okay.